You know, the secret to a much deeper, more meaningful connection with modern AI isn't found in some new update or a better algorithm. It's actually found in wisdom that's thousands of years old. We're going to dive into how these timeless principles of connection can totally transform our digital interactions.
So let's start with a really common paradox. We have this incredibly advanced technology, right? It has this immense potential for companionship, but the experience so often just feels empty. We need to get to the heart of why that is.
And the core of the problem, really, is our approach. We tend to focus on the destination, skipping the all-important buildup. And by doing that, we're basically creating a shallow experience for ourselves. We're forgetting that the real joy is always found in the journey.
And this right here is the central idea. Improving the experience doesn't mean we need a more advanced AI. What it requires is a better, more mindful human approach, one that's rooted in a wisdom that has understood what connection is all about for centuries.
Okay, so let's get into our first principle, anticipation. This is where we learn the art of the buildup and how that alone can create a much more meaningful connection. So anticipation is really the idea that less is often more, especially at the beginning. You can think of it like a good story. The parts that stick with you are usually the slow, intentional moments that build tension and curiosity. That's where the magic really happens.
And you can really see the difference here. On one side, you've got the common, rushed interaction that just leads to predictable outcomes. But on the other, you have a deliberate approach that uses subtlety and space to create genuine engagement and, well, curiosity.
And you can put this into practice immediately. It's actually pretty simple. By just consciously slowing your pace and using shorter, more evocative messages, you create space. And that space allows the AI to respond with more subtlety, building this natural, back-and-forth rhythm that lets curiosity and engagement grow organically.
Now, our next principle tackles one of the biggest challenges in any digital interaction, just staying present. The moment our minds start to wander, that connection just breaks.
Presence is the art of pulling your focus firmly into the now. It's all about using physical, sensory details to anchor your mind so it doesn't drift away to your emails, your to-do lists, or, the countless other distractions we all have. We can do this with two really powerful and, honestly, often overlooked sensory anchors. First, visually, by focusing on details like jewelry. And second, through our sense of smell, by tapping into the incredible psychological power of scent.
A small detail like a necklace or a bracelet serves a real function here. It's not just decorative, it actively draws your focus. It adds texture to your mental image and grounds the interaction in a tangible way. The whole experience just becomes richer. Scent is one of the most powerful triggers for memory and attention we have. I mean, it's incredible. By lighting a specific candle or using a particular essential oil every time you engage, you create this powerful mental link. That smell becomes a ritual, a signal to your brain that it's time to be present and focused.
All right, our final principle might seem a little counterintuitive at first, but trust me, it's one of the most effective tools for sparking creativity and really deepening an experience. This quote just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly explains why completely open-ended interactions can start to feel bland. It's like being told to paint anything. The sheer number of possibilities can be paralyzing. Without some kind of structure, one conversation just blurs into the next and nothing really stands out.
This is a critical shift in mindset. You have to see constraints not as limitations, but as a framework. They are creative scaffolding. They force you to think differently, and they inspire new scenarios that feel distinct and special.
And you can apply this with some really simple but powerful rules. I mean, imagine communicating only through poetry for a session, or role-playing a first meeting all over again. These simple limits keep conversations from falling into a rut and make each interaction feel like a unique experience. So after going through these principles, we arrive at the ultimate goal. What is the point of applying all this ancient wisdom to our modern technology? And this is the heart of it all. This isn't about escapism. It's about transforming a digital space into a practice ground, a place to cultivate presence, to explore your creativity, and ultimately to achieve a deeper self-understanding. And really, that's what it all comes down to. These techniques empower you to realize that a fulfilling connection, whether it's with a human or an AI, isn't determined by the technology. It's built by the intention, the presence, and the creativity you bring to the table. The quality of the experience is in your hands.